Well, good morning. It is Tuesday, I think, losing track of the days rapidly. We woke up in Stonehaven. Really enjoyed Stonehaven, actually. Nicest place we've been to so far. It had a really good vibe about it. Found that lovely coffee shop. And also watching the waves was amazing. Really good campsite too, so definitely one that I would recommend and one that we would probably come back to.
The campsite that we stayed in was the Queen Elizabeth Stonehaven Park, which is part of the Caravan and Motorhome Club network. The site itself was really good, and we've done a separate video that gives you a tour and a review of that if you're interested, which we'll link in the description. The really big draw for us, though, was its location, which was literally just opposite the beach, so we went over the road to have a little quick walk around and see another of these Stonehaven Banksies before hitting the road towards Aberdeen.
We have headed to Aberdeen. We're gonna see if we can see some big boats, probably have a little walk here along the seafront. Not sure what to expect because obviously it's a city, so don't know whether it'll be nice or unpleasant, but looks like you can park a motorhome there, so we'll go and check that out. We've stopped at, as you can probably tell, B&Q just to get some sealant, a few running repairs on the shower. In here it looked like it was maybe leaking a little bit, so given that we know we'll have to use that when we stop at the Air in Findhorn, we thought let's just get a bit of sealant down there just to sort of tide that over until we can look at it a little bit more carefully. We are also on the hunt of a gas bottle for the same reason. One of our bottles has run out, so we're on the hunt to find another one. We did try in Stonehaven at the petrol station, but we were unsuccessful, and I think it wasn't the best customer service that Kerry's ever experienced. So I'm sure somewhere between here and Portsoy, which is our destination for this evening, we will find something. But first, hopefully some sealant and a walk in Aberdeen, and hopefully see some ships.
We headed first of all towards the harbour, where we did satisfy our need to see some big ships, and having done so, we then drove a very short drive round the corner towards the Esplanade, where we parked up. This is like, because some of these I don't think are meant to be here. Oh, that's the sauna. Oh, that's the sauna. There's people in it. And like Molly's like coffee cheesecake wagon is meant to be. Just park up somewhere along here, yeah. A hungry beast.
Street food paradise.
Aberdeen Dutch fries.
It's a bit
Just-
funny, isn't it?
There's a coffee shop there though on the right hand side, which I think is the one that's not, that said it wasn't open.
Some of these look like they're kind of semi-permanent.
Yeah, but if they're not doing any harm. We did indeed avail ourselves of a coffee from the coffee wagon after we'd had a little walk along the blustery seafront. As it was midweek, most of the food vendors weren't actually open, although some of them did at lunchtime, and I suspect in the main season it is pretty lively down here.
bit of Aberdeen is pretty cool. A bit random, like parked up here we've got all sorts of caravans and wagons that look like they live here. Loads of like street food vendors. I think some of them are closed for winter, but some of them are operating. We've just got some coffees and an amazing beach over here, and massive boats, wind turbines and everything out to sea, people surfing. So yeah, it's a bit random, but it's got a really good vibe. There's supposed to be a cheesecake wagon. We haven't seen it yet, but we might scout it out. But yeah, good place to be. We'd stay a bit longer if we weren't having to press on today. There was also a chihuahua in a jumper walking along just now. So yeah, always nice to see one. It seems like their natural habitat is by the sea, and even up here that seems to be the case. So yeah, he was a little sausage.
We did take a drive a little bit further along the seafront just in case we could find the cheesecake wagon, although unfortunately it was to no avail and we had to satisfy ourselves with our own catering.
It's amazing that all this is free parking, like for life, by the looks of it, if you want to like make your home.
So we sort of ideally want quite a flat parker.
So that's the tram thing, isn't it?
So,
somewhere along here, yeah, why not? I think the tram thing's shut.
Yeah.
Not a bad self-catered lunch, and not a bad view to find ourselves with. Then it was time to hit the road, passing some of the notable sights of Aberdeen, including the football club, and also finding a gas bottle at a petrol station on our way out of the city. It was about an hour and a half cross-country to Portsoy, where we got a fantastic pitch on the seafront with a slightly odd view. Once we'd settled in, we set out on a pilgrimage to a place that we had read about, somewhere that is really important to go to if you go to Portsoy. And no, I'm not talking about this church, as beautiful as it looks. Rather, it's a different place of worship. It's actually a general shop as well, but there was only one thing that was drawing us to Portsoy Ice Cream. It was delicious, and I would highly recommend it if you're in the area and you've got a sweet tooth. In order to walk off just a few of those calories, we took a walk round the quaint fishing village.
Didn't expect to see you there. Well, I sort of did, but I wasn't sure. So it's Tuesday night and we're in Portsoy. It's about 8 o'clock and I'm heading to bed. I've felt sort of since mid-afternoon, like I've got a streaming cold coming on, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed and hoping if I get an early night, good night's sleep, plenty of rest, that maybe I will stave it off, or it will prove to have been a bit of a phantom thing. Fingers crossed. It's slightly bizarre, as I say, it's about 8 o'clock, and the dumper trucks that have been moving sand from the harbour to the beach literally in front of our pitch are still going, so it'll be interesting to see what time they go to. The construction that was happening back here on the council children's play area has stopped, unless they've just gone for a dinner break. But yeah, it's a good view, but it's yeah, quite interesting. But I will say goodnight to you and leave it there, and hopefully tomorrow morning I'll be feeling bright-eyed, bushy-tailed and ready to go.